So I was lucky enough to get selected by the Nerd Fam to receive a advanced reader copy of this book, Palace of Disorder by Celie Lind. This book was one of my highest star rated books for the year. I'd probably give it like a 4.75 stars. This is a fantasy book. I would love to tell you the plot, but which one? Which one? This is a fantasy novel written with a multi-POV, and when I say multi-POV, I mean like 7 or 8. I wish I had counted them. You are getting this story from literally every member of the court, each with their own plot that are all coming together to give you the final story arc that this takes. What I thought was so interesting about this particular style of writing a fantasy novel, I've never read one like this before, where it comes from all these different points of view, and I think that it really gave the author an advantage in building, world building, where in a lot of those fantasy books, you know, the first one is a little bit slow. You've got a lot of trying to figure out who's who, what's going on, what kind of setting is this, trying to build that world. In this, it literally starts out in action. It starts out in action. It never stops being in action. But because you're getting the story from all these different points of view, you can build that overview as everything is happening, because you're not having to figure out ways to introduce all these different ideas to the main character. You're actually just getting the story from all these different places, and you have multiple storylines happening because you're getting everyone's in the court's point of view. And I thought that that was so interesting as a way of building a fantasy world. I absolutely loved that. And I thought at first it is a lot to try to digest, but I think any fantasy book is. This was such a unique way to do it that I thoroughly enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely highly recommend. This book just came out December 17th. The sequel is coming out, set to be released in March. This is book 1 of the Principalities series, and I can't wait to see what happens next.